Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Everybody in chat right now, we got John, we got Hugh. What's going on, everybody? A couple other people popping in. Tonight's episode, as always on Tuesday, we're going to be going over all the new releases. This time it's going to be for March 1st, 2023's new comic book day. I'd say overall it's going to be a little bit lighter of a week. We still do have some really good books coming out, but as always, we're going to be going over all the publishers. Any books you guys want to talk about, we're going to hop into those as well. Checking out some varying covers, and if there's any spec towards it too, we're going to be talking about first appearances, everything like that. So what's up, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a good Tuesday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. If you guys did anything fun, let me know down below in the chat. John, doing okay. Could be better, but hell, it definitely could be worse. Man, I always tell myself that no matter what problems I'm having in life, it could always be worse. But I hope things do get better for you. I know we chat here and there between this and over on the experience. So I'm glad to see things are, going well for you right now. And Hugh, I hope you're doing well tonight. Also, everybody else that's tuning in, hope you guys are all having a fantastic night too. If there's any books you guys want to specifically talk about tonight, we can jump into that. We can spend a little bit more time on those. But as always, we're just going to be checking out tons of the indies. We're going to be checking out a lot of the other ones as well. But let's jump right into this, folks. All right. For everyone who always asks, I'm probably just going to repeat this a few more times tonight, but I use leagueofcomicgeeks.com for the website. And they're, for the most part, I think they're really on top of it. There's been an absurd amount of delays. Tons of delays. So this week, I think I was mixing up this week and next week's new comic book day. Spitzkoff Larry, Nick Barucci, what's going on, everybody? And so it's actually not that bad. Next week is going to be pretty rough, though, as far as just being a really light week. So here we go. We're obviously going to check off Marvel and DC. We're going to get all the big ones out the way first. And like I always say, if there's any comics you guys want to spend some extra time on, just let me know. We can get going on that. Let's see. So what's going on? All right, there we go. Thank you, brother. Means a lot. Absolutely, man. Alec, can I mention a book? Oh, hell yeah. Let's talk about those too. That's the other thing. We're always going to be talking about books that, at least the books I don't think are worth checking out, in my opinion. So I think that's all good for those. Yeah. All right, there we go. Oh, SMK, what's good? Managed to get my comics early today. About to read Phantom Road. Oh, dude, I'm so pumped for you. I'm really excited for that. I'm a big you guys already know, I'm a big Jeff Lemire fan. It's crazy. I started doing next week's video already, and it says that Phantom Road is coming out next week. And I was like, I thought it was coming out this week, and then I double checked on it. And when you click on it, it says that it's coming out tomorrow for New Comic Book Day. It was odd. John says Shazam Fury of the Gods special Shazamily Matters one. I think that's just like a little one shot, isn't it? Please, no one get this. It's $10 and a waste of time, pure garbage. There's so much crap out there. Backwoods Collector, what's up? Charles Thomas, what's going on? Real Rude 6, yo, what's going on, buddy? So yeah, but the thing with Shazam is I remember DC, I was gonna say in general, they do a lot of like those kind of pushing $10 type books. They usually have a nice cardstock cover, I'll give them that. For the most part, I think they're oversized issues as well, but I don't think they are, I don't know, I don't want to say they're always worth it, but they've got a lot of kind of garbage, in my opinion, for that price, I should say. KO, what's going on? Just finished making an apple flip cake. Yeah, that sounds fucking delicious. I'm going to be real with you. I would fucking mess up an apple flip cake right now. So we're going to be kicking it off with some of these smaller indie publishers. let's check out AWA first. As always, I'm always going to keep talking about. I'm not going to be going through every single one of these. Any ones that you want to see specifically, let me know. We'll hit on it. But Red Zone, brand new series from AWA. I talk about AWA all the time. It's going to be another 4-issue miniseries from them. As much as I love AWA, I'm always hesitant on the 4-issue miniseries because it's like, how do you set the first issue up? Is it going to be backstory on some of the characters? Are we going to be diving into them? Or are we getting straight into the action and then the actual story itself suffers? But for the most part, AWA, they're always top notch. And it's written by Cullen Bunn, so I'm expecting it to be a nice horror series. It says Randall Crane, unassuming American professor of Russian and Slavic studies at NYU, called by the U.S. government for a secret international mission back to Russia, where his long-buried secrets come to light. We'll see how it goes. It seems like a cool, like, spy, espionage type story. I'm pretty confident in Cullen Bunn to get this one done. Hey, Truth and Faith, what's going on, buddy? This one, it's got a cover B2. That's pretty sweet. We'll see how it goes. As much as I like crime and detective books, the spy stuff doesn't always do it for me. I will say that much. This one, we're going to have to see about this. This one's from Aftershock, which has there been any sort of update on Aftershock? I remember they came out a little whiles ago now. They were talking about let's see if there's any updates on Aftershock. Aftershock, was it bankruptcy? However you spell it. I think I spelled it. I did spell it right. Cool. So January 10th, I think that's when, oh, actually, no. So this is, I guess, the most recent thing about Aftershock. Inside the Aftershock comics bankruptcy, 17 million plus owed, staff departures, and the creditor seeking to take over the company. Holy shit. That's a lot of money owed, man. Wow. See, because I was talking about this with somebody else. So this is their one book that's releasing. I'm not even, actually, it's a one-shot too. My comic shop where I work, I don't mean like mycomicshop.com. I mean like my local LCS. They were saying that they think all of these Aftershock releases are what Diamond already has. They're convinced that these books that are just sporadically being sent out is stuff that they already have. And they're like, I don't think we're going to get paid for this or whatever. Just send them out. We'll go from there. So this one I've talked about so many times, probably over the last couple of months. I'm not even sure if I mentioned it in my previous video because I'm not convinced it's going to come out, but it might. So, I mean, we're going to talk about it tonight. It actually sounds really cool, though. And what sucks is I do actually really like Aftershock. I think Aftershocks, they've got some pretty solid stuff. And their one-shots have been pretty good, too. It says, time to party while celebrating the last thing grief-stricken introvert Michaela wants to do. Her friends drag her out for the night and end up trapping her in a hellish curse. A party that never ends with no way to escape, not even by dying. See, that sounds cool. It looks like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those big oversized issues like the Prestige kind of ones that I know DC does them. I tend to not buy those because I don't know what the hell to do with them ever. Let's see. Might be worth more, rare since bankrupt. I'm not sure about these. I'm going to be honest with you. As far as like these ones that are kind of being pumped out, some of their early stuff, I might deem them more on the kind of rare spec side, but I can't even think of some of their early shit right now. But I know they've got some really good books, which is a shame, an absolute shame, because I do like a lot of Aftershock stuff. Let's see. It's a shame puts out, see, literally same thing. Same thing. You know who gets paid last, right? The artists and writers. That's the problem. I mean, it said 17 million is owed. And I'm pretty sure there was other ones that came out that said they were owed like in the tens of thousands. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was even more than that for some people. So that sucks. I can't say unless if, hey, Ideal City, what's going on? I can't say that I'm going to continue to support them. I'm going to be real with you. I might, but I don't know. It's one of those things that's tough to want to support, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Merc Publishing. There's somebody that always pops in the comment section is always like, man, you got to cover Merc more. I'm going to be real with you. I have never seen a Merc Publishing book at one of my comic shops. When I lived in Oklahoma and now back in Pennsylvania, I have still not seen them. And that's not to say like Like, oh, they must not have good stuff that they're not showing up at my comic shop. The Oklahoma shop is pretty small. They're very light on indies to begin with. And when I moved back to my PA shop, they have tremendously cut down on new comic book day stuff outside of Marvel and DC, especially DC, because if you didn't know, their books you can send back if they're not ordered or if they're not purchased by a certain date. So that's kind of why they're still buying DC books. But if you're a fan of Merc Publishing, let me know some of the stuff that you really enjoy, and I'll definitely do what I can to start finding stuff. Let's see. Mr. Negative, there's John Lee's book coming out from them that I had on my pull list. Dude, John Lee's is really good at writing. I'm a big fan of John Lee's. I actually had him on the channel, too. We were talking about his AWA stuff. He did Crimson Cage, which is like a cool horror wrestling book. He also did Hotels, Volume 1 and Volume 2. That one reminded me more of... I forget what his example was of what he thought of it as, but I liked, I think it's kind of like a Twilight Zone type of book. I think it's really cool. And each issue you get to see kind of a different perspective from the hotel guests, and it's just all tied together really good at the end. Man, Truth and Faith, I feel bad. I actually never got into Good Boy. There was so much hype behind it when it first came out. They compared it like John Wick, except it's the dog instead of the human. And that was such a fucking pumped up book at one time. Everybody was trying to hype that thing up there, selling it for money. All those killer variants that came out. Usually when a book starts to get that type of hype, I just feel as though there's certain people behind it that are pushing it. Like, oh, you guys need to buy this book. It's fucking bomb. When in reality, they're sitting on a bunch of exclusives or a bunch of different variants. And I think you eventually saw that they're hyping it up. They're saying, Good Boy, it's going to be such a huge series. They're probably going to make a TV show or movie out of it. And as soon as the hype started rising, it's like, ooh, check out this exclusive I've got too. Check these exclusives out. And it's like, what the fuck? But K-Bar, what's good? Merc Publishing, I hate to say it, is garbage. Damn, for real? What else do they have? Mark McGrath, Born in Blood is solid. I'll give you that one. All right, so it looks as though that's the one I'm going to have to check out from then. Both books were my top 5 from Lee's last year. Dude, they were so good. I can't hype those up enough. So Hotel Volume 1, in my opinion, was way better than Volume 2. But I think Crimson Cage was better than Hotel Volume 1. I think that was probably his best book that he came out with. He came out with another one. I can't remember what it was from a different publisher, but I always try to buy his stuff when I see it pop up. 100%. Out of these, though, I mean, like I said, not too much other stuff going on. Rick and Morty presents Time Zoo, so another brand new Rick and Morty series. It's not like the regular ongoing that they redid, but Rick and Morty fans, I mean, I thought the first 2 issues were really good for Rick and Morty. This one I wanted to bring up, though, Rock and Roll Hell by Sumerian Comics, which is another thing. Sumerian Comics, so if you guys didn't know, Sumerian Comics is formerly, I mean, you can pretty much tell from the little logo at the very bottom, but it's formerly Behemoth Comics, and I don't exactly... Actually, you know what? I do know what happened. I reached out to them. Let me get if I could bring up the message real quick, I would show it on screen. But they said, I actually asked about what happened. So I asked Sumerian Comics, said, what happened to being Behemoth? And they said, acquired by a record label named Sumerian Records, the Smashing Pumpkins, Black Veil Brides, and many other major brands. Still the same people working at the company, but a bigger partner behind it all, and a ton of new major licensed and original titles coming, announcing everything soon. So that was in November, the end of November going into December. So if anyone that was interested in like finding out what happened to Behemoth, that's straight from now Sumerian Comics. So that's cool that they, were able, I mean, I always hate to say when they're bought by somebody else, but for their perspective, it's adding more original titles, adding more cool shit. And I think this one sounds really good. Breezy Comics and Collectibles, what's going on? Dude, I'm having an awesome day, and I hope you are too, buddy. It says Summer 91, rural Finland. The Rock and Roll Hell Open Air Metal Festival is in full swing with the American death metal band Feral Carnage set to headline. During their set, what is first mistaken as an elaborate psychotechnic show turns out to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. Taking one look at the people in attendance of the show, Christ damns the festival and orders his army of heaven to smite them from his father's creation. Fueled by beer, weed, and the impervious power of metal, Feral Carnage must summon the forces of hell to fight back. That sounds so cool. The other thing with Sumerian is I feel like their books are always a lot smaller. I don't know if you guys have caught that too. Like, it's not like a short issue. Like, the size of the issue itself is just smaller. I don't know if I've just seen random ones like that, but I always think they're different. But If my shop has this, it does have a $6.99 price tag, which kind of sucks. I always hate when they're a little bit more expensive, but this does sound really fucking cool to me. I knew it. Sumerian were the label that signed Asking Alexandria back in. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I didn't know that. Have you bought any books from Zenoscope? That I have not. I don't see Zenoscope pop up too often at my shop, and when I do, it's not like a new series. It's always more of like the ongoing stuff. Born of Blood is dope. All right, so everyone's talking about Born of Blood from Merc Publishing. If you guys are just tuning in, this was the one. It's 5 issues deep right now, and I mean, I can look at it and like just say it's medieval type shit, but betrayed by their closest confidant, Glarus and Leonidas have to duck and hide their own peoples, the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so happened to Sparta. So it is kind of like that. That's really cool. Not medieval, but the Spartan Roman times. Let's see what else. Also, Comics Elite is Merc Publishing. Oh, see, I didn't know that. Ouroboros Snake. Oh, speaking of, what's going on, buddy? I didn't see it pop in. Oh, man, yeah, everybody's talking highly of that. That's awesome. I have also never read a Comics Elite book. I've never seen that at my shop either. I don't know if you have to buy that like specially somewhere, but let's see the other covers. Because I know, what was it? Sorry about that. I know with the other kind of rock and roll one that AWA is doing right now, they're doing rock and roll homage covers to CD albums. I think that's really cool. So I wasn't sure if they had something maybe similar to that, but these all look really cool. Angels fighting like rock and roll and shit. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. That's gonna be a cool issue. I'm 100% gonna get that if I can. Greek stuff has to be good. I feel that way too, man. Mr. Negative, I Hate This Place comes back this week. Oh, that one was so cool. I've got all those explicit covers. That is a really good Ghost series. I'm gonna be real with you guys. But that might be. Oh, speaking of artist elites, this is what we were just talking about with Merc. I didn't even see it pop up. So the way that I think this is set up is, so if I can I bring this up a little bit more for you guys? Let's see if you can read that right there. So the way that this is set up from artist elites, from my knowledge of just kind of reading about them, every issue has multiple different little stories in them. But the thing is you kind of have to be up to date on the other issues to know what's going on in these, because if you can see, it's got 3 stories in this one. We got a part 3, and a part 2. It's kind of odd to me, but it is what it is. I'm personally not a fan of just a bunch of short stories in comics. I always feel like I don't get my money's worth, but that's just my opinion. This is a cool little homage cover. I think are these both homages? Is this an homage too? Is that an X-Men homage? Because I'm pretty positive this is an X-Men. This is definitely an X-Men homage. I don't remember the issue off the top of my head, though. I know somebody in chat knows. Chat always knows. Let's see. Out of that, I think that's going to be it for me on these indies. That's going to be a wrap on those for me. Those were like, RS Elite is not a good read. Started strong with a good issue 1, but after that it went downhill big time. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Artist Elite pop up on Whatnot, and they were selling their shit for a hot minute? Was it Final Boss? Is that Artist Elite? Yeah, Artist Elite presents one Tyler Kirkham, KRS. Well, that's KRS. Artist Elite Final Boss. Here we go. Let's take a peek at this real quick. Because so this is what I recognized from Whatnot. If anybody else also remembers this, they were selling this Tyler Kirkham Final Boss issue on Whatnot. It was going for an absurd amount of money, and I just couldn't understand. I'm talking, I think, like close to $100 for every issue. I don't remember what the cover was exactly, unless if it's on here, but it was just. I don't know. It's one of those things. I feel like if it's being pumped on Whatnot, I try to avoid it at all costs, because I can only assume that it's going to be one of those like pump and dump type books. Let's see. Yeah, Merc Comics is published by Comics Elite and written by the guy who does their weekly comic reviews. Of course, his title gets rave reviews. Makes a lot of sense then. Man, I was enjoying the brother of all men, and there's something wrong with Patrick Todd from Aftershock. Now I'm worried. Oh, dude, Mark, I felt the same way with Astronaut Down. I was only waiting for that 5th and final issue, and I was like, oh no, all this bankruptcy stuff is coming. They're not even gonna finish the series, and it just showed up at my shop randomly. And I was so happy about that. I'm gonna be real with you guys. So that's it from that. Like I said, Image is having a super small week too. We got some good stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, Radiant, King Spawn, is King Spawn good? Do we got any Spawn fans in the house right now? We were talking about Spawn a little bit last week, but I don't think anybody was really talking highly of it. I'm pretty sure everybody was just saying you buy Spawn for the covers and that it's basically it's $2.99 still, so you can't really go wrong with that. But I heard the story, at least in Spawn, is god awful. I heard the Gunslinger Spawn shit's really good, but I don't think anybody was really talking about King Spawn though last week. Let's see, Comics Elite uses Whatnot, and they are a huge supplier and pusher for Whatnot. See, that's what I was getting out of it. I don't know. It's just not worth it to me. I see that. I see all the other homages pop up, and I saw all the Whatnot titles. Obviously, the Whatnot titles are going to be pushed on Whatnot. But at that same rate, I mean, come on, guys. We got 36 people in the house right now. Are any of the Whatnot books really that good? I mean, I've seen some people talking highly of Exiled at least, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't good by any means, but that's probably my favorite one that I've read from Whatnot so far. I have not read Quested, and that one's the only one that actually really interests me because the covers look cool. But Ninja Funk was garbage. Alpha Betas was okay, like just very okay. And then Exiled was just okay as well. Oh, I didn't read the other one. They came out with another new one I think it was last week. Shit. I don't even remember what it's called. Yeah, Astronaut Down, Dogs of London. Dogs of London was cool too. I did not read A Calculated Man. But yeah, Calculated Man, I remember that one showing up too, and I was really happy for everybody. Dogs of London was pretty solid from what I read. I ended up not reading the rest of it though. I think because my shop just wasn't getting it. Gunslinger's their best Spawn title. King Spawn is second. That's good at least. So at least that guy. Who's it written by? Sean Lewis. The Dead Zones, Spawn must face an entire new breed of enemy. That's cool at least. The covers are always fucking sweet. Spawn covers are never a letdown. If Whatnot starts pushing out heavy metal mags, it'll be the only comic that's worth a look at. And that's the problem because it is going to be pushed at it. So, and that's my only problem because I was really excited for the next like heavy metal title to come out, and it's like they're partnered with Whatnot now, and that makes me, it's a bad way to look at it, but it makes me not want to do it because now I just think, okay, well now it's got Whatnot's name on it, and it's just going to be pushed for exclusives and covers because you can tell all of their books have great covers, like they're fantastic covers, and I'm not going to talk down on them for that because I love their covers, but at the same time, you can only go so far with covers. Look what happened with all the exclusives, all of the like the con exclusives they were coming out with before the actual books released. All the, what are they called? The freaking losing my train of thought. The ash cans. All the ash cans are coming out and people were going fucking nuts over that. And now nobody cares. All the books came out. Nobody likes the books. Nobody's still reading the books. At least that I'm talking with. I'm sure there are definitely people still reading it. But outside of covers, it's just all very low quality. So I really hope heavy metal is not like that. Yeah, KO Whatnot books are trash. Anyone chasing Hallows Eve Backwoods Collector, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, we're going to get to Marvel soon because like I said, it's a pretty light week, so we're going to go a little bit heavier on talking with DC and Marvel. But I just feel as though someone that's not reading ASM, I'm not reading Gold Goblin, I think it's called Gold Goblin anymore. Red Goblin was okay, that's not really ASM related. But I know Hallows Eve was playing a bigger role in ASM that led into the dark web stuff, and I didn't read that either. So for me to just randomly pick up a Hallows Eve, I'm guessing it's just a mini run, it just seems like a waste to me. Comic Tom has that new Whatnot book coming out, should be interesting. I think that's the story within heavy metal. If I'm correct, I think they have a story coming out in heavy metal because I was talking to Fire Guy Ryan about it. If you don't follow him on Instagram, just check him out. He's a super nice guy, and he's really excited for it. Me and him, we're bigger horror fans, and it's a horror book that they're writing. So I was talking to him, and he's really excited for it. So I am too. Let's see. Super light, only picking up 3 books. You pumped for the Stillwater finale. Oh shit. Adam's in the house. What's going on, buddy? I feel so bad. I did not get an opportunity to read Category 0 yet. Oh, Adam is the writer for Category 0. It's a zombie title. We're going to bring it up right now for you guys if you have not read it. And I'm really excited to read it. Category 0. I guess it's actually probably better to bring that up on League of Comic Geeks. So, Conflict 0, or Category 0 Conflict. Sorry about that. I messed up their name. I just always got done calling it Category 0. So, tensions heat up as rioters take to the streets to protest against Sanaxis and their brutality towards one percenters. The truth behind... Actually, this is not it. But yes, it is. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, I was like, wait. I'm reading the wrong thing, but then I wasn't reading the wrong thing. I did not read Phantom Road, but everybody, like I said, check out this series if you haven't already. I'm really excited to read it myself. So I can't say I like it or don't like it, but I'm excited to check it out. And I appreciate you popping in too, buddy. Let's see. Pumped for a Stillwater finale. Well, it seems as though it's not coming out once again. So, Luke Sims, what I can say about Stillwater is that I have just been like really, really back and forth on it. And I don't want to say I haven't liked a good chunk of it. I felt a lot of it was a little bit more on the boring side. Because it was a slower buildup. It was good. And I don't know. There were so many times where I was like, I'm just going to drop this series. I'm just going to read it all at once. But I decided to keep on going with it. And I liked when they transitioned to the next town over. And I thought that really added a new element to the series. And then they finally told us the origin of Stillwater. And it got me really excited for the finale. So in that sense, yes, I am excited for the finale. But as far as a series goes overall, it's just okay. Let's see. Light week for the indie Star Wars. Oh my god. Second straight. I cannot wait to get to Marvel so we can talk about that fucking Star Wars. That is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And John, I didn't get a chance to read Phantom Road yet. Everything ASM besides Lost Hunt is a skip right. Is Lost Hunt actually good? Didn't know that. Sure, he hypes up his book but never reviews it. Well, if you're talking about me with Adam popping in, I'm absolutely going to talk about his book, especially because he takes the time out of his day to, pop into the stream. And as a writer, I have my opinions on a lot of different books, but that is his, that's his creation. He put his time and effort into making that. Whether I like it or don't like it, that's his thing. And everyone else that ever mentions about making a comic or they're the writer of it, I'll absolutely talk about that too. I just haven't had an opportunity to sit down and read it yet. Let's see. It's got to be good when Scout does have a lot of good books. Oh man, I know you're joking. I know you didn't. It wasn't a put me on the spot thing. I caught your name on there and absolutely deserve to be shouted out for that. Absolutely. LOL, Mark. I was thinking the same thing. And Drew Acklacey. I feel like I missed something. I missed something in the comments. I thought this was at me. I could be right. Maybe it is at me. Wow, Lost Hunt is a great read. That's crazy to me. I didn't know that. That's cool though. And Preston's in the house. What's going on, Preston? Oh, now that you're in the house, and John's here too, which is sweet. Finally finished reading Kingdom Come. Shit was awesome. Oh, gotcha, Mark. Might be. I thought it was something else. I thought it was at me with what I was just talking about. All good. But what were we just talking about? I'm getting caught up on these. Lost Hunt though, that's crazy to me. And then talking about Kingdom Come, finally finished reading it from DC. I actually got it right here. This was awesome. Seriously, this was awesome. And I highly recommend checking out if you haven't done so. $20 trade paperback. Alex Ross artwork written by Mark Waid. Here's a little sneak peek at some of the art. It is only 4 issues, but it's like 4 long issues. There we go. So it's obviously Alex Ross. You can't go wrong with Alex Ross artwork. Let's see. Comics at least getting old, but they do read a ton of books, though. Now we read any older series lately. Me, if anything, that was the oldest thing that I've read in quite some time. I've been so busy. It's been, I do work for my LCS. I do some other work as well. And then on top of the just the channel, I've got a pretty full plate. But I miss kind of sitting down and, reading everything. I've actually been playing Dead Space, the remake, on PS5 lately, and that's been where my I want to call it spare time. I don't really think it's spare time, but I'll give category a try. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. Actually, it might be coming. I think it is coming out this week. Yeah, it is. Issue 3 is coming out this week. Just wanted to confirm that. But outside of that, Radiant Black's another one of those titles. I'm very 97 Ghosts. I feel the exact same way on that. Radiant Black, I feel I've been very, very back and forth on it. I always said if you're a big Power Rangers fan, I definitely recommend checking out this series. And at the same time, I'm a big Power Rangers fan, and the way that's going, I just really think it's fucking boring right now. Like I don't know. I don't feel excited reading Radiant Black anymore like I used to. And I used to be really pumped. I was like, this is cool. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I want to see the other characters. I want to see this stuff. And I just think it's gotten boring. So I might end up dropping it. I might wait for some hardcovers or whatever to come out for it and reread it, but I don't know. I've gotten bored with it. And I'm not gonna talk too much about Walking Dead, because this is just like, the deluxe editions, they're in color. But what I will say is if you guys are zombie fans, really check out The Walking Dead. Like, no bullshit. The Walking Dead is an awesome read. They've got 4 compendiums, an absurd amount of hardcovers for it, and give it a shot. It's one of my favorite series that I've read in a very long time. I read it, I think, 2 years ago now, and I ended up reading all 4 compendiums in probably 2 weeks. Let's see. Press and enjoy. Yeah, seriously. Definitely enjoy Kingdom Come if that's what you're talking about. What book is the next Do a Powerbomb? See, I didn't read Do a Powerbomb, but I've heard very good things about it. Sadly, haven't read it, like I said. But I am excited for Phantom Road. I think Do a Powerbomb was, 7 issues? Seven issues for Do a Powerbomb. Grab a trade paperback for it. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I can only imagine Phantom Road is probably going to be a 5-issue series. I could probably check that out too real quick. Actually, is this just going to be a one-shot? In this first issue of a bold new miniseries. All right, so it doesn't say how many issues are coming out for it, but it is going to be a miniseries. So at least that. Oh, fucking thing says miniseries premiere right there. Mabi. Let's see. I think Radiant Black is in a lull right now, but I'm willing to give it a little longer because I think it's building up to something more significant. That's how I felt. I keep feeling that, and I feel like I'm with you. Like, they're just building up to something. We're getting more. Just like, it's just a slow burn right now. I mean, I stuck it out the entire time with Stillwater. Why can't I keep going on this one? But I don't know. There's more issues where I'm bored as hell reading it than issues that I'm really excited for at this point. I'll put it that way. Do a Powerbomb is amazing if you like wrestling. I definitely need to check that one out. One of the best books of last year, hands. Damn, I'm so bummed I didn't get that one. I don't know why the hell I didn't get that. Just got home from the office. Some honeydews, get out of the way. Nice. All right, so Dom is a long-haul truck driver attempting to stay ahead of his tragic past when he stops one night to assist Birdie, who has been in a massive car crash. They pull an artifact from the wreckage that throws their lives into fifth gear. Suddenly, a typical midnight run has become a frantic journey through a surreal world where Dom and Birdie find themselves the quarry of strange and impossible monsters. Grindhouse horror meeting the high-concept supernatural fantasy in this first issue, written by Jeff Lemire. Oh, man. I'm a big Jeff Lemire fan. You've got to be checking this one out. Every time he writes something, this one looks kind of like
This one, I mean, this one looks like aliens, but it's gonna be some sort of monster aliens. The Bone Orchard mythos, little monsters. I've got somewhere around here. No, I got a hardcover for the Bone Orchard mythos for their first one that they came out with, and it was really good too. Rogue Sun is the better massive title. Of course, and that's the one that I wasn't reading either. I didn't know what Rogue Sun was when it first came out. I just kind of had like a brain fart with it and totally forgot. I was like, oh, another superhero series coming out from them. But when I saw that it was in the Massive universe, I was like, oh, I screwed up on this one. But everyone said that's probably the better, if not the best one. Radiant Black was good, but the Massiveverse may be expanding too quickly. I kind of feel you on that because they've got a lot of shit going on. You got Radiant Black. I do like how they had the little other tie-in series with Radiant Pink, Radiant Red character. They did like a one-shot for the Radiant Yellow too. So those were cool. Not reading Rogue Sun, and they've got the what was it? Infernal Girl Red. I think they're 2 issues deep out of the 3rd for there. But then you also got Rogue Sun, and I know there's another one out as well. So I think Dead Lucky. Dead Lucky was another one. That's the other one I'm not reading. So it kind of sucks to see that happen where it's not just this right here. It's all of a sudden it's like now they have everything. I mean, they are calling it the Massiveverse, so it's massive. But I kind of agree that they're really making a lot of titles based in this universe very quickly. I'd like to see them kind of expand on it a little more, maybe create a little bit more and go from there. But I mean, I guess I'm not a comic book writer. I don't have any creativity. The pink title, the what was it? Whatever they call it, it's a pink one. I think that series sucks personally. Let's see. Rogue Sun's fantastic. Damn, Rogue Sun's the best in the Master. They're getting a ton of these Rogue Sun ones. Joshua Alvey, what's going on? Have I checked out Swamp Thing Green Hell? That one I did not check out yet. Because when I was making the preview video, we were talking about it, and it was like, it said Green Hell issue number 2, and for the life of me, I could not recall when that first issue came out. That came out, I think it was a year ago. Swamp Thing Green Hell 1. Yeah, I think it was a year ago it came out. And it's written by Jeff Lemire, which means I probably should have. Yeah, December 28th, 2021. And it's what I always say, it's one of those like big kind, I don't know what they call these comics, like the big, like odd oversized ones like this. They have a name for it. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I just never know what to do with it. I've got sitting down there the Harleen ones, and I've got the Batman, the whatever had the Bat Dong in it. I got that one sitting down there too. I got the hardcover for it. It is actually a really good read. It's got Lieber Mayhew's artwork, but they just sit on the shelf. And they're not like a big book, so it's just like these random comics sitting on a shelf. Here's the other cover for that. Let's see. Radiant Pink was bad. They all barely connect, in my opinion. They're standalone stories, so if that's okay, if you're not reading the other one. See, which is crazy because, the Black Label titles, they have a special name for that type of oversized issue, though. I don't remember. Prestige format. Yes, you are. That's what it is. I kept thinking of something else, but I'm pretty positive it's Prestige. Super stoked for the new James Tynion book coming out. Oh, he got another. Oh, he does have another new one. We'll probably get to that soon. Yeah, they are hard to store. That's the problem. The other thing is I don't have those magazine like bags and boards for that. So it really is just a book sitting on a shelf. So I'd like to be able to take care of them a little bit better. So it kind of sucks for me. Oh yeah, and if you put it in a box, you can't really put it in a box. But that is one thing. As much as I have just got done kind of dumping on the Massiveverse, like they're really making a lot of different stuff. That is what I've really liked, is that they're making a lot in the Massiveverse, but at that same time, it's a lot of just books that don't really flow with each other. Besides the Radiant Pink, Radiant Red, that's within the Radiant series, and obviously it's got the name Radiant in it. But Rogue Sun, allegedly, that's a whole different series. So far, Infernal Girl Red, totally different as well. So they are making good stuff like that, and it's good to not have all that tied in. Dairy Bandit. I definitely am going to check it out. I'm either going to be reading it online or I'm going to just wait, get a hardcover for it. Because that's what I did with... What is that one called? What's that DC freaking book? I don't know where the hell it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what that DC one was. Let's see. But that's... Oh, I was going to say that's it. That's definitely not it. This one is coming back, and I'm really excited for this one. I Hate This Place, issue number 6. New story arc. I'm going to say it's probably not a good jump on point, even though it's a brand new arc. You're going to be missing out on way too much. You got to get a trade paperback for this one. I put most of my oversized books in a short box on the side, normal floppies. I did that for a couple. I did do that. Capsule, I'm pretty sure my shop does, but the thing is well, they don't sell them like individually. You'd have to get the whole thing, and I just don't know what the hell I would do with it all. Christopher Parker, did you read Local Man? Dude, I didn't read that one. I'm so bummed at myself. I should have. I had it in my hand. It was a huge week though. I tried not to buy that many books, but I ended up getting 13 or 14, and I wasn't able to get a few other ones. But I had it there, and I thought, I'm not going to get another superhero series. I'm kind of superheroed out. I have my ongoings for Marvel. I haven't really been getting a lot of the new miniseries stuff. I started kind of dipping my toes more into DC and read Superman, so I'm still kind of reading more just superhero stuff than I would like. I really love indies. I love horror books. I love just monster stuff, detective books, crime, shit like that. So I thought to myself, like, superhero, I'm not going to pick this one up, but based on what everyone says, I do really regret it. So I probably should grab it. I would say Tinian has better and more original ideas for stories, but Lemire is better at execution of his stories. That's a hot take that I'm willing to agree with. So I think Tinian, I don't know how the hell you say it. KO corrects me all the time. I'm sure he'll do it again. I think it's Tinian, but I think Tinian's got really good ideas. I do. I think his ideas are fantastic. I think his storytelling is fantastic. But I'm willing to at least admit I have been very bummed with a lot of the finales of his series. Now, they did continue on with Nice House on the Lake. They are making another volume. But as far as an overall series goes, that was a pretty disappointing series. As much as I like every single one of the issues, overall, I think it was boring. Like, they didn't do much with the story at all. Every issue was the same thing with a different character. But it didn't make it bad. I just wish they would have done more of Tynan. Oh, so I was off with both of them. I'm always wrong with that shit. Let's see. I thought this year's Batman Superman World's Finest has been very overhyped, but Batman Joker Deadly Duo is great. That's actually one that I really want to read. Batman Superman World's Finest. I read something along with Batman Superman a while back that had the Batman Who Laughs in it. I ended up quitting that. I thought that was okay as well. But Batman Joker Deadly Duo, I heard that's been extremely good. Oh, that's funny. More like a retired hero, but more to it than just superheroes. See, that's cool. So, like, some sort of story like that, like a retired hero that's got to come back and do something or some shit like that, I would like that. But just like a straight up superhero story, I'm kind of over it. I think Radiant Black and the whole Radiant, like, Massiveverse is kind of my indie, just last straw on superhero stuff. Kaiser, yeah, I had 13 books, and I tend to get 10. I like to get 10 or 11 because you got to think it comes out to like $40, and $40 is, I mean, I'm not saying that's a ton of money, but that's kind of a lot of money every single week when you got bills for everything else. Izzy Verse, what's going on, buddy? Issue 1 was great. It was a hit. It was an absolute bop for fucking Nice House on the Lake. Closet, Mark. Closet was bad. I thought Closet was pretty rough. So what I will say, so we got the Closet, which I didn't like. I thought the first issue of Blue, whatever the hell that one was, Blue something. I got it right here. Blue Book. I didn't think Blue Book was that good as far as the first issue goes either. And it was all right. I mean, there's nothing to like write home about. Department of Truth, I will say, is probably his best stuff that I've been reading so far, and I will admit I can understand why people don't like Department of Truth. I've talked to a shitload of people that do not like it at all. They don't think it's good. It's absolutely boring. In the beginning, they didn't like the artwork either. And I totally get it. It makes sense to me. I totally get why you wouldn't like it. I do like it though. I think it's good. I think I think there's some issues that are much better than the other ones. Department of Truth gets better after Bigfoot. I'd be willing to say I don't want to say it gets better. I think it gets more on track with the actual plot because I think they did something with Mothman. They did a alien issue. They did a few issues for Bigfoot. They did those few issues where he was in like the library looking into books about the past, stuff like that. But my God, there are so many issues that have absolutely nothing to do with the overall plot of the story, and I think that loses a lot of people. You can only make these kind of random, like one-shot type issues for so long before people start saying, "What the hell? What is going on? What's the plot? Who are these characters?" And kind of go from there. Let's see. I've been cutting books loose, and my pull list has been getting too large this week. I only have 6. If you think 13 is weak, Jesus, Trent. Well, what's his name? Where we got KO? I think KO said he got like 30 books. I think he said he got like 30 books last week or 2 weeks ago. I read Department of Truth in chunks, and it works better like that. I think so too. I think that's the type of series where they make a hardcover. I don't know, 15 issues or something like that. I think it's better to read it like in one, not one sitting, but read it all at once instead of waiting month after month. Because like I said, there's so much shit that's just like not really like major to the actual story. There's like random characters that have a story in that issue. And like I said, I think it's been good. But like Second Street Marvel just said too, I've enjoyed Department of Truth, but I totally get anyone not liking it. I always like to tell people that too. It's like, I'm really enjoying it. I'm a big conspiracy nut. I like these stories. This is my thing. This is my jam. This is what I like to pick up. But if someone's like, nah, that series is shit, I wouldn't tell them otherwise. I'd be like, I totally get that. I'm not going to argue with it. There's a lot of times where I'm reading this series like, what it's even like. I think when we were around like 15 issues, maybe somewhere around there, I had a moment where I was thinking, what is the plot of this story? What is going on with the Department of Truth and our main characters? And there's nothing going on with that anymore. I don't even know who these people are. And that went on for a little bit, like these kind of random couple issue stories. So if someone says this series sucks, I won't disagree. I like it though, and I will recommend it because that's my thing. I like the conspiracies in it. Where do you guys find this much time to read so much? I'm jealous, dude. I'm gonna be honest. My day, I'm usually up till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I wake up around 7. I typically only get about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours of sleep a night. It's tough. Got life, multiple different jobs. I love doing these streams. I love hanging out with you guys, doing this stuff. I've talked about it before. This is what I want to kind of move more into. I want to do more streaming. We always got Friday streams. And in case, because I know a lot of people in here right now are typical viewers of the top 10 list that I put out on Thursdays. I'm going to be real with you guys. The top 10 list this Thursday, I'm going to be doing it as a live stream. Or we're going to be talking about all the books together. We can talk about which books you guys got as well, but I'm going to be going through top 10 lists live with you guys. And depending on how that goes, I might continue doing that. I might continue going forward with that. I have a lot of fun doing these streams with you all. KO, we each have different tastes and opinions, and that's what makes comics so great. We're talking about superhero stuff. We're talking about conspiracy books. And I know Second Street just mentioned Lovesick, and that's a very kind of more on the graphic side of things. Like, I don't want to call it Red Room, but it's slightly like Red Room. So there really is there's a lot of really good stuff on the market right now. And that's why when people say like, I got 20 books this week, I got 30 books this week, I can totally see how you've got 20 or 30 books this week. Me personally, I sadly have to limit myself. I can't pick all those up, but there's a lot of really good books out there. The indies are killing it as always. Drop video games. That's what you got to do. If I play video games, it's like for 1 hour, maybe a night. If I tend to play maybe 3 or 4 nights a week, and it's only an hour. But it's been Dead Space the remake. I just beat it on normal. I'm going back through on hard. Let's see. So pumped that you're streaming more now, man. Comic Tom and Ryan stopped doing them, so it's nice to see you carry the torch. It'd be cool to see more stuff on industry news too. That's Luke Sims. That's Friday. Friday is kind of like a weekly wrap up. I talk about all the major things that's going on in the community. Last week I tried playing videos. I couldn't get it to work. I think that was, well, obviously it was my own doing, but I think I know what was wrong with it. So I should be able to do that this week. Dropping video games is a good idea. Too bad I work in the video game industry, so that's one of those. You gotta play it. Let's see. I love getting books each week. I pick up a lot. I don't always get to read them. However, I get to read Nemesis. Oh, Nemesis I heard is really good. 8 Billion Genies is sweet too. What site is good to buy back issues? William, I know. So you got My Comic Shop. I'd hate to say that that's like a go-to for a lot of people because I think it is. But I know they have them. I think, was it Midtown Comics? A lot of people also use Midtown Comics. And I've never bought from Midtown. I've heard a lot of horror stories. But I've never had an issue with My Comic Shop before. But if I like buy back issues that isn't at an LCS, this is typically how I try to find them. Or I look for bigger deals on eBay. eBay's a great place. Like if you want to read I Hate This Place, I'd be willing, and you know what? I'd be willing to bet. And by willing to bet, I can literally just look it up. Just like that. $25, $7.50 shipping, $20, $10 shipping, 1 through 5, $16, $8 your best offer. So if you would like to take a shot on eBay, I always like to say, you got to be careful who you order from on eBay. You never know how they're going to be shipping these books. But if like a series like this, I Hate This Place, if you just want to read it, that's the way to do it in my opinion. Adam, I can't play horror games, man. I'm too much of a character. Nah, they're so much fun though. They're the best. Resident Evil, yes, Resident Evil is the shit. Recording videos take time, but live streams work for me. Now I do a weekly stream on Mondays. Izzyverse, dude. The recording is so much fun. Like I love recording videos. The problem is that I don't get the fun interaction that I'm having right now. This is when I first did this channel and I started making videos, I mainly wanted it to be a means for me to just, talk to other people who love doing comic books, love reading comic books, and just being able to, just, I don't know, we talk about all this shit, all of our different opinions, what's going on in the community. So I started making videos and I thought it was a lot of fun, but it still wasn't as much as I love making videos, because the comments are always great. The interaction is always great. It's not obviously this, a live stream. It's, all these people, I love Lovesick. I love, we're talking about Merc Publishing. We're talking about all these different publishers and all these different books. And you can't get that. You can't have this type of a conversation with a recorded video. It's just, you could respond, or eventually maybe I see the comment and I respond. The other person who commented might not ever see that response ever, so they don't even respond. And it's just, this is just so much fun to me. Ryan Logden, what's good, brother? Light week for me. I'm picking up Ghost Rider 12. Damn, I'm so disappointed. I'm still not reading Ghost Rider. I gotta get back into that. Kaiser, dude, you want to talk about addicted to Rocket League? I'm pretty sure I started playing when I was in college. Like I started playing the year Rocket League came out. I've had it on PlayStation, Xbox, PC at the time. Then when I got out of college, went to the military, kept playing it, and I still to this day play it every once in a while. I don't play it as much, but geez, I love Rocket League. That's probably my favorite game just ever. My internet's too shit to play Rocket League though. I just tell the seller to pack things well. I rarely have to ask for a refund after that. Yeah, that's if you're really concerned about the books, definitely just do that. Dreamland Comics is a good source. Oh, that's solid. I've never heard of them. I just got a first appearance of Darkness from eBay. Oh, nice. Oh my god, never mind. And 2 comic boards in a manila envelope. That, my friend, is not nice. I know. I would go to different shops and cons, record them. It's still... See, that's what I would like to do, too. I've done 2 videos like that in the past. I haven't had time to do the other ones. But I think that's what I was thinking, too. I agree with that, too. Less formal, more candid, and it's a lot more fun. I think, as far as the live versus recorded goes, I agree with that. It's a ton of fun. And this is why I think I wanted to move forward with a top 10 list being live instead of this, because it's not just me like, hey, I'm putting this at number 10. Instead of me saying, maybe, for example, like I got Philadelphia right here. Like, for example, like, oh, Philadelphia, I'm putting this in at number 4 because I like the artwork. I really like what Anansi's doing in this issue. He's trying to start this war. Now, all of a sudden, it's a back and forth conversation. You can say, nah, Philadelphia is ass, Anansi ass, the whole war idea is stupid. We need to get back onto this. And that is just a lot more fun to me than just me spouting out some opinion on something like that. And you can tell me too, I ended up getting this book and this was awesome for this reason. And that's just, you can't beat that. That is just, you can't beat that. Let's see. Adam, so what do I think of Scout as a publisher? Are they mostly hit or miss? So I'm going to be honest with you. Let me bring up Scout Comics right now. I've read, in my opinion, quite a bit of Scout Comics stuff. I will say I've read more of the Black Caravan titles, and I don't think Black Caravan is part of Scout anymore, because I remember talking with someone and I think there was legal issues and they just ended up splitting off. I read, I think, everything that came out from Black Caravan, and I enjoyed most of them for the most part. I think they were all $4.99 books, if I can recall. So every once in a while, I thought that was a turnoff to me. Just being, completely real about it. As far as other Scout Comics books go, I think I've read, let's just bring them up. I don't get my shop doesn't get as many Scout books. It's odd. My shop in Oklahoma, I thought, got a lot of Scout Comics titles compared to my shop back here in Pennsylvania. Oh, hell yeah, KO. I got to get caught up on some of these comments, but I just want to go over Scout because they do have digital merchant. Just go digital. They do have a nice backlog of issues that are worth checking out. So I know I haven't read nearly as many as probably some other people. I read Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists. I really enjoyed that. All the Black Caravan shit, like I said, I read that. I read all of that. Black Friday I read. That was okay. Broken Souls Ballad, I read a few of those. I read one of Canceled. I heard By the Horns is really good. Children of the Grave was good. Like I said, for me, it's usually... If I see them, I read Count Draco too, and I read the other one, wherever that was, the Knuckle Dusters, all that shit. If I see them, Eskimo Kisses was really good too. If I see them at my shop, I tend to get them. I see Kaiser Says the Recount. That was really good. Black Cotton was also a solid series. Beyond the Beyond, I heard, is good. So that's my thought. I don't want to say that they're hit or miss. I think it's more of, what does my shop get that isn't like... Locust was also really good. I think that is maybe my... if I see something, I'll pick it up, and for the most part, I've liked it all. And by me not getting the second or third issue, that doesn't mean I don't like it. That just means it probably wasn't a big hit at my shop, and they didn't get the other ones. And I don't have a pull list really at this point. I tend to just show up and hope for the best and pray, and whatever I don't get, I have to check out online. AWA is probably who I'm hearing the most about. Not sure if they accept open submissions, though. Well, let's find out for you. Contact. So, well, so that's how you get in touch. Want to talk to our team, contact us. Unless if that's going to literally bring me back to the top of that page. Yes, it did. So you might have to do this, Adam. I'm not 100%, obviously. You know what I will say, though? Actually, Adam, what you should do is reach out to them on Instagram. They are very responsive on Instagram. I talk to them. I don't want to say all the time, but every time I reach out to them, or I comment, or I like something, or I react, they always respond. So I feel as though if you reach out and you're like, hey, I've written comic books, I've done this, they will probably direct you to exactly where you have to go. They are very friendly. I've done business with them before. I did an exclusive cover with them. As much as I talk shit on exclusive covers, I did do one with them. I'm really proud of it. It's really odd. I did it and I bought, I don't even remember, I think it was 500 and like 180 of them or something, almost 200 were damaged, and I've barely sold any of them. It's really weird. I felt uncomfortable selling it to everybody. I just thought, this isn't me. I made this business decision to make this cover. And like I said, I'm proud of it, and it was a really good series. It was Devil's Highway Volume 2 Issue 1, but I just felt that I don't want to like be a seller to you guys. I don't want to sell this. I don't know. It's really odd. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just a weird feeling I had when I started selling them. Let's see. I set out a little over a year ago to seek out a wide variety of comic review opinions, so I listened to Comics Elite, Pop Culture Philosophers. Oh man, Robbie, Mark McGath. Robbie makes good stuff in my opinion. I like him. I think he has well thought out ideas, and I think he speaks very like concise, and he's good at what he does. Nick at Night, Comic Culture, and Gem Mint. Yeah, when he did them, I don't think he does them I don't think he does comics like that anymore. Scout does usually get delayed. Yeah, they do get delayed. Thinking Critical Weekly, of course they are. Hey, thank you very much. No, I didn't do the cover art. My brother K-Bar, I'm telling you straight up, I have no creativity or creativeness in my soul. I have nothing like that. But Javon Jordan, Illustuminati did the cover, and like I said, I'm very proud of it. It's a awesome cover, an awesome series, and I'm happy that I did it. But at the same time, I wasn't happy to sell it. I don't know, it was odd. I really appreciate your enthusiasm, and you do cover some stuff that others don't, like Nightmare Blog. Ooh, that's a hell of a series. People need to talk about that one more. Okay, nice. That's good advice. I have 2 other series ready to go. I signed one a Scout called DNA. Hell yeah. I agree with you, Adam. That's a good way to do it. And hell yeah, Robbie's the man. He's a really good dude. I don't think that you should put all of your eggs in one basket. Yeah, I think it's smart to kind of, because say, like you said, you've got these ideas. You've got one comic here, you've got another comic here. And like I said, I can't tell you what to do because this is your work and you're proud of what you've done. And I don't know how to write comics because I lack all creativity in that sense. But say Scout maybe wants to pay you this, or maybe they want to publish it like this. Maybe AWA has a completely different idea, or maybe some other comic book publishers got something totally different, and you're like, oh wow, this is much better, and maybe I can do more with them like this instead of this publisher. And I'm not saying AWA is better than Scout or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's always good to have not a fallback option, but something to compare it to. Maybe one person does this when the other does this, and you like the other way more than the other. Let's see, I missed out some of these other ones. Which was the indie comic book publisher that just went bankrupt? We were talking about that one earlier. It's sadly Aftershock. It actually said, it said that they owe 17 million. 17 million. That's absurd. It said 17 million plus. There was a plus next to it, so it could even be more than that. I'm gonna check those out again real quick. Let's go to Boom Studios. I think if I can recall, they're only having like 2 issues or something. Yeah, 2 issues. Let's get Skybound out. We can talk about them if you want to. Buffy's just going to be a new event, crossover event. I'm not reading Magic. If you got we got any Magic the Gathering fans in here? I read the first issue. It wasn't bad. It's just not my thing. Let's see. Trenton Wells, I want to try to write some comics. I have a lot of ideas, but I can't draw or afford an artist. That's the problem. I know that feeling. I can't draw. I can't write. And everything costs money. Some of these other comments are funny. Let's see. Nothing. I like Comic Tom, even though he seems like a used car salesman. And SMK about Gem Mint. I think most of us want to write comics but aren't able to. The thing is I don't think I would want to write one personally. I don't think that's me. I enjoy reading them, but I think if I started writing them, I wouldn't enjoy them as much as I do. Let's see. But like I said, crossover event of the century. Oh, of the century. So get yourselves ready. $8 price tag on it. If you're a Buffy fan, obviously check it out. That's the thing though. If we've got Magic the Gathering or Buffy fans, I want to hear your thoughts on that. I feel like Boom Studios does a lot of shit like that. Like, you know, they got Buffy series, they got Magic the Gathering, you know, like they also got Dune. Let's see. Where was Dark Horse? Dark Horse was at the top, I thought. There we go. I think most he cares about his community, but still likes to keep his pockets full. I can respect it. If we're talking about Tom, yeah, that's what that was my opinions on him. Whenever anyone ever asked, like, oh, what do you think about him? I mean, he's a seller. He's extremely animated. He's a very good salesman. He knows exactly what he's doing, and you can't give the man shit for doing exactly that. His whole channel is based on, I think, spec and like value, like sales. So when people always come at him like, dude, you're just pumping these books up to sell them. That's his channel. That's what he does. He's a seller. I don't know why people don't understand that, or they can't get that through their head. He does exactly what he does. He talks about books and he sells books. And people still give him shit for that. It's your thing or it's not your thing. But you can't you know, give this man shit, and you can't scrutinize him the way that people do, because he's doing exactly what he does. Now, if he came off as a different way and he portrayed himself and said he wasn't a seller, he said he wasn't this, and you caught him doing that, well, that's a whole different fucking story. But he is. And he says he is. And I just, you know, I don't understand why people give him all the shit that people do. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I said, he's not a liar. He's not like I mean, maybe he's a liar. I don't know. I don't know him like that. But that's my take on it. People give him unnecessary shit because he sells comic books. Let's see. I hated what Boom was doing with their fire. Oh yeah, they got Firefly too. Gotta have thick skin to live life. That's the thing. People, especially with him, he got like 50 or 60,000 subscribers. There's going to be people that are always shit talkers. There's always going to be someone that's going to be negative, and it's always the negativity that stands out above the positive stuff. So it's one of those things. True, but Whatnot is watering down a lot of these influencers. Thanks for being the real one. Oh, SMK, I got you, man. I try to, you know, that's why I always say I like doing what I do. I like talking comics. I like reading comics. I felt even weird selling the exclusive that I did. I felt weird doing it, and I stopped. I have an entire long box sitting in the basement collecting dust with all the fucking books. But I hate seeing when people are going at each other's throats in this community, because this is a fun community. Guys, it's fucking comic books. You know what are we going to be getting mad at each other here for? You know, what are we giving people attitude and shit for? It's collect the hobby, and you know, do your hobby the way you want to do it. You want to read them. You want to buy them. You want to sell them. You want to slab fucking everything. You want to flip. Do what you want, man. Who are you to judge somebody else about that? It's absurd. Just joined. Just fell some. Yeah, Henny got you. I think in general a lot of people aren't good with taking criticism. That's true too, and that's the other thing. It's you need to be able to take criticism. If you have an opinion, even if you get say your video only gets like a few thousand views, like mine, they usually get like 2,000 views or something. If it gets 2,000 views, there's going to be people who do not like what the hell I'm saying. They're going to think maybe my opinion sucks, my choice of book sucks, maybe the way I talk. There's always going to be someone that's going to be negative. And how do you do it? All you got to do is be nice to them. Just say, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That gets under people's skin even more. I can't say I wouldn't get a little butthurt if I took the time and effort to make a comic and got trashed online. That's why I always try to say it's just not for me. I will say sometimes that the book is garbage or the book sucks. I feel bad saying it, but that's just my opinion. You could tell me my videos suck, and I'd say the same thing. It's your opinion. There's a lot of better content out there, but I have fun doing what I do. Yeah, like the whole C2E2 thing, people mad at sellers doing their seller thing. Oh my, is that the one where they cut in line or people jumped in front of whatever? Is that the acetate one? That is just, That whole acetate thing, if that's Second Street, if that's what you're talking about, and people were going fucking, oh wait, not the other stuff. Either way, with the acetate stuff, and people are buying like bundles of these books to flip them. I thought that's ridiculous. That there's no limit, but see, that's the thing. You being a seller and a massive seller, and you're just hoarding these books to flip, that is you being just a seller. That's what you do. It's on the stand. It's on the person that's selling the comic itself to put a limit on it, maybe 5 or 10 or something like that. So that people just can't come in there and buy fucking 50, 60 copies of this book. But who are you going to really get mad at here? Are you going to get mad at the guy who was able to do that because this is this person's job to just flip these books? Or are you going to get mad at the person that sold them 60, 70 copies? Come on. I don't like to say like who's wrong and who's right, but you're going to get mad at a flipper for flipping a book. That's just, it is what it is. What are you feeling about the Ambassadors? What is the Ambassadors? OG Dodd Music Studios. I've read things or watched movies and hated it, and then again watched it. See, that's the thing. It could all it could come down to like how you're feeling that day. Maybe you got a literally as stupid as it sounds. Maybe you're reading a book and you got a headache, and all of a sudden you're like, man, this book sucks. No, you just got a headache or some shit, you know? Maybe you say the artwork's bad. The artwork's not bad. It's just not for you. Maybe it's not visually appealing to you. Like I talk about it with what was it? The series from Marvel, this Doctor Strange one, Fall Sunrise. I don't like that artwork at all. I don't think it's nice. But that doesn't mean it's not nice. I don't think it's visually appealing. And there's people who fucking love that artwork. The same thing. Let's see. Nothing. I think there are a lot of fake comic haul channels too. One dude said he found The Crow 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the owner didn't know he had sold to him. All right. So before I get into that, Joseph L., don't hate the player, hate the game. I agree with that as well. Totally agree. Change it up. What's up? Sean Alley, what's good? Now, what I will say is I would not be surprised if people fake hauls. Or like, I just bought this collection and there's like all these crazy fucking keys in there. I wouldn't be surprised if people slip a few big dollar books in there. I mean, you got to think they're making content. You got to make it exciting. You can't just say I purchased this massive collection. There's not shit in there. Or you could like make it an interesting video. Say, man, I thought it was gonna have this, and all of a sudden it was bad. But I've heard people talk about that. They those videos they slip some stuff in there every once in a while. The Mark Millar's new series. I didn't read that. I didn't even see that. It's not bad, just not for me, and that's okay. Not everything's for everybody. Totally agree. And we've gotten pretty off track with these books, so it's a really good conversation. But like I said, I don't like dumping on other creators, whether it's content, whether it's comic, whether it's artwork. I hate dumping on people. I know I do every once in a while, but I always say it's my opinion, it's what I feel. But I don't like when people, there's channels out there too that just literally talk shit on other people. And I think it's bad. It's bad for the hobby, to me. When I first read Ice Cream Man, I thought the art was not good, and I kept reading. Now I love the artwork. Makes sense now. It's my favorite comic. Joseph L., I felt the same way with kind of the Department of Truth in Philadelphia. Were they both Martin Simmons? It wasn't for me, but I like it now. And yeah, like you said, with Ice Cream Man, Morazzo's art, very distinctive, and I know it's not for everybody. I think it's nice, though. There's one comic hunter who's legit as F, but he shows himself going to the stores and fares rummaging. That's cool. See, I like when people do that too. All right, SMK, good call on your end. We get caught up a lot. This one's Dark Horse. Where Monsters Lie is the one that I'm going to be grabbing from them this week. And it's a really cool one. So it says chaos erupts at the Willemhurst, a gated community in the middle of nowhere for murder, slasher monsters as special agents and police officers infiltrate their home base looking for war. So from this cover, let me bring it up for you guys. So basically from this cover, this little gated community right in the center there, it's where all of these like serial killers live. Like serial killers, just stuff like that. It's a gated community strictly for them. They've got their own set of rules and where, like, when they can leave and stuff like that. Whenever it's like their quota has to be hit for killing people. And something happens that's obviously led to the police starting to infiltrate it. It's a super unique concept, and I definitely recommend checking it out. It was, I thought the first issue was really cool. Star Wars, though, I'm not a fan of that. Koshai, Cashful for Blackbirds, Skull and Bones, Savage Storm. This is new, and this is based on a video game. I think it's Ubisoft. For you video gamers out there, yeah, set in the world of the upcoming Ubisoft Skull and Bones game. So, you're a video game fan. If you're looking into getting that, check that one out. I'm seeing Adam right now. Must read from AW. Oh my goodness, must read from AWA. I'll tell you what, man. There's a lot. I don't think there's anything that I don't recommend. Besides New Think, I didn't think New Think was good. I thought New Think was pretty bad. Just my opinion. Year Zero is from Peter Hanlon. I think Year Zero is probably my favorite series from them. They've got 3 volumes. They're all finished now. Year Zero, Volume 0 is the 3rd volume, and that's a prequel to the other 2. And then you've got everything that's like the Resistance Uprising, and that's kind of like AWA's own superhero world, and they're doing a great job with that too. Are the Dark Horse Star Wars any good? Henny, I don't think so, in my opinion. I think a lot of them are directed towards kids. I can't speak on Hyperspace Stories, but I mean, you can kind of tell from the cover. That's a little bit what the artwork looks like. In my opinion, it's more on the cartoonish side. I think a lot of them are directed towards kids. That's it from them. Let's see what Dynamite's got cooking this week. Let's see. Chariot was good. Chariot was really good. Chariot got picked up, and so did... Chariot got picked up for option when I say picked up, and so did Devil's Highway. Marjorie Finnegan I thought was okay. Give me one book. If I had to give you one book, I'm going with Year Zero. It's like I said, it's got 3 volumes, and you can read any of the volumes. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are the same concept of a story. So what the series is, it's a zombie series, and every issue, and the whole series follows a group of, I think, 4 different characters. And every issue kind of follows that character a little bit more in depth while they're trying to survive. They're all in different areas. Like, it's not like 4 survivors in New York City or some shit like that. Like, they're actually scattered across the world. Like, one might be United States, maybe 2 United States, whatever. But I think the latest series, one was in Russia and one was in another country. South or North Korea. So we got one in North Korea, Russia, and then 2 in America. So they're everywhere. That's the prequel. But that's how all 3 of the volumes are. But the prequel is obviously just the world descending into the virus and the zombies taking over. But the other 2 are them just trying to live. So you could read pretty much any of them. Hotel was also fire. The first volume. I didn't think the second one was as good, but I really enjoyed the first one. There is a Red Sonja movie coming out. Red Border was also extremely good. Not All Robots was great. And damn, there is a lot from AWA. I'm sure there is. But we got Unbreakable Red Sonja 4, Purgatory Must Die 3, a brand new one with Barbarella. And if you're a Darkwing Duck fan, we got a Facsimile coming out this week. I just want to show that one off. I got some cool different covers too. Foil. So there you go. Different foil covers. So a new Barbarella. If you're a Barbarella fan, beyond the edge of unknown space lies the unnameable myth gods, malevolent. I can't even pronounce that. No one knows. No one but one force in the universe that can stand against the unnameable, the architects, hidden guides of our galaxy for untold eons. Actually, Kaiser, or Adam, or whoever asked if there's one series I didn't like, it's New Think, and Primos. I really didn't like Primos either. I didn't read the last issue on it, but I wasn't really a big fan of the rest of it. I thought the rest of it was just meh. Let's see. Ooh, 16 from DC this week. Big week. Just buy that Second Street. That's the way to do it. Just buy all AWA. Just do it. I really wanted to like Primos, but it was mid at best. See, that's the thing. See, that's exactly how I felt with the beginning. It felt very just like, wow, they're going into a lot of detail, a lot of this, a lot of that. And then it just like, I don't know, the second issue was pretty rough. I think, it was only 4 issues or was it 3? When in doubt, just go to previews. Previews always got your back. It was 4. Okay. But it did feel very rushed in my opinion. New Think at Knighted. I don't think Hurwitz is a good writer. I like Knighted though. I thought, thank you, K-Bar. I appreciate it, man. Loving that we're living in the best era for indies right now. I appreciate the donation. And that's true. The indies are absolutely killing it right now on every level. And it's like, even when Adam said earlier, do you think Scouts hit or miss? I wouldn't put it in those words at all, hit or miss. I think it really was just, they've got a big range of stuff for literally everybody. You've got horror books, you've got kind of superhero books. Locust was an apocalyptic type series. There's other apocalyptic series out there from them too. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they've got like supernatural stuff. They really, even by the horns, like there's so much stuff from Scout Comics, and you've got something for everybody. So that's why I say, I don't want to say it's a hit or miss. Like something's good or something's bad, like one or the other. It's just, there's just so many options for somebody. Like, I mean, you look at DC, you look at Marvel, you know what you're going to get. It's going to be a fucking super. Oh man, that just popped up. That scared me in the super chat. That scared me in the last stream I did too. And this time it made me jump again when it popped up. That shit always gets me. But yeah, there's just something for everybody. Second straight indie era, absolutely. Oh, American Ronin was great from AWA too. Junior 2. I don't even, is that Scout Comics? But yeah, like I said, it's not that it's bad. It's just there's something for everybody. I mean, shit, look at Image. Image has a wide range of stuff. You got all the different Spawn titles. You've got the superhero books with the whole Radiant Massiveverse. I mean, there's just something for everybody. It's so cool. Let's see what's going on with this series. Can anybody tell me, is the Human Target is this the last issue of the series? Part of me thinks it is. Let's see. Human Target 12. Yeah, 12 of 12. So that's the final issue of the series for you Human Target fans. But other than that, not too much. Concept of Primus was awesome. That's what I thought too, Mr. Negative. The concept was really good. But it was just one of those, just very meh. Too much saturation from the big two, Dream Eater says. I totally agree with you. Oh, I didn't know you're in the UK, bud. Market for comics in general is so poor. Anything not MCU or Batman really is practically non-existent. I love how you guys embrace indies over there. Well, what's crazy is I think we've hit the point where it's like I guess oversaturation is the right word. It's just we're kind of over it. I mean, we're looking at DC right now. Detective Comics. So we got one Batman versus Robin. We got 2 right there. I don't know if Batman shows up in the Riddler, but so we're not going to count that. But then we've got Batman Gotham Knights. That's 3. Batman the Audio Adventures. We got 4. So we've got 4. Batman titles of that alone, and that's not to say Batman doesn't show up in some of these other ones. And it's a big saturation of stuff like that. Let's see, liked Human Target and Sergeant Rock. Sergeant Rock was the only one that I wish I picked up from DC. I remember this came out in I think September, and it was just a little too was it? It was a big week for me, and I just ended up not grabbing it. But I think it's written by Bruce Campbell. And I was really excited for that too. Yeah, Bruce Campbell wrote it. So that's really cool. I'll probably read that when they make a hardcover. But we'll check out what was the new one I just said. Or is there not a new one? No, there's not a new one. Is the Riddler any good? I'm going to be honest. I'm wondering that myself. I really like the covers for it. And the artwork, it's a DC Black Label, which is always good. Let's see. The Riddler One Bad Day was awesome. Damn, Bill Williams just read Local. We were talking about Local earlier. I was disappointed that I didn't check that one out. I wish I would have. Hey, DC equals Batman comics. Well, my man, we're getting to the point where Marvel's just Spider-Man comics. Maybe not this week, but there's a lot of Spidey on the market. 97 Ghosts. I'm really down the big two, and most of my monthly books are indies. I'm telling you, man, that's where I'm getting. And I feel bad because everyone says you should read more DC, and I mean, I get it. I should be a little bit more knowledgeable on it, but I just it's the superhero stuff. I'm over it. And as someone who, I mean, I don't want to say I don't like Batman. I just don't really care about Batman. I'll read his stuff, but I'm not like, yes, another Batman series. I just, seeing it all, I'm over it. It's an oversaturation. But they do. DC does have, from what I've read, I'm gonna be real with you though. Their events are much better than Marvel's. The One Bad Day stuff, while it does have like a $6.99 or $7.99 price tag, I do really like the One Bad Day books. And they've got shit like this, like the DC Horror Presents. Those are always really good. A few years ago, they did like Basket Full of Heads. They had the other volume 2 of that one. I think they had Daphne, Low Woods, Plummet, or something like that. They had some really good ones come out in that series. There's a whole hardcover box set of the Joe Hill House books. Check it out. I've been eyeing this up for a little whiles now. Let's see if we can just get a picture. I need to go to a website. Of course, my man. He's always got a video on this stuff. Near mint condition. If you've ever got a question, near mint condition literally has it already. But yeah, so they've got, the Low Woods, Basket Full of Heads, Daphne Byrne, Dollhouse, Plunge, that's what it was, and Sea Dogs, I think that's what it is. These are really good. I've read Basket Full of Heads, Dollhouse, and Plunge, and I thought those were really good. So I didn't read all of it, but $73 for 6 trade paperbacks, that seems pretty good to me. And you can definitely get it cheaper. Look, eBay, $50. Let's see. My own DC book is One Bad Day. That's a good call. Considering trying out the Riddler, though, these covers are sweet. The covers are great. LCS gives 20% book from the pull list. I don't know what my shop does. I do work there, so I do get like an employee discount. I want to say 10%. It could be 20 though. DC books are getting more expensive. I mean, look at this one right here. So $5, $5, $6, $5, $4. But I'm only gonna say the ones that are above like the regular cover. $5, $5, and then $10. So more than half these books have more than just like a $3.99 price tag. Dream Eater, Nice House on the Lake was a really good change. I hope they do focus more on the Vertigo titles, and Marvel does too. See, my only issue with that was I'm not sure if you were here earlier when we were talking about Nice House on the Lake, but I felt as though it was a really good series as far as single issues go. But then as far as the overall like 12 issues or whatever it was, I thought it was bad. I didn't think there was any like true development to the story, and the ending felt very rushed. But that rushed ending was basically just to set up the next volume that's coming out. So it's like, yes, the concept is great. Yes, the artwork is cool. The storytelling is cool. The characters are great, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. Overall, it was kind of a letdown. My man said Batman Scooby-Doo is still $2.99. You got to go for the good titles. Anytime there's a $1.99 or $2.99 book, you got to give it a shot. What was it? Image even has a $2.99 book. Was it the vampire one? I don't even know what the hell it's called. But that was really good. But that's pretty much it for DC. I know we didn't really stick on it too much, but it's no new series, nothing I'm reading. But like I said, the DC Horror Presents Sergeant Rock, this is the end of the series as well. And this one, if you guys didn't know, real quick, we do have a new series. And this one's the one John was talking about earlier, if John's still in the house. So actually, we are going to talk about a few of these super quickly. Sorry to turn around the same topic. No. That is all good. That's not bad at all. I mean, we're on DC. It's the best time to talk about it. This one, if you guys didn't know, this got optioned. The Dead Boy Detectives. Shit. DC adds Dead Boy Detectives to Sandman universe. Oh, we already knew that. Wait, am I wrong? I feel like I totally saw something about it being picked up. I could be totally wrong. I could have sworn I saw it. Am I wrong? Oh yeah, Nightclub. That's the one. Nightclub is the one I'm thinking of. I could be wrong. I could have sworn that I read that Dead Boy Detectives got optioned. Someone in chat might know, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. All right, so this one we got DC Ruby #1, brand new series coming out from them. $3.99, so that's cool at least. Ruby is manga, I believe. There we go. World of Remnant comes crashing into the DCU. Grimm are running amok around Gotham, and Batman's on the hunt to find whoever brought these mysterious monsters to his city. Not for me. It could be. Now I feel like I... Where did I read that? I feel like I read that on here. Dakota Johnson. I don't even know who that is. It'd be under comics. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. Like I said, I totally thought I read that. Yeah, like I said, I could totally... Is that it? No. I could... Yeah, I think I was wrong. I don't know what I saw. 8 Billion Genies got option for Amazon show, but I haven't heard any recent news on it. I wouldn't be surprised, Taggy, if that was like... what was it? Like... them picking up Paper Girls and shit like that, where they have it and they're going to be sitting on it for a minute. So this is the new one shot that came out. Looks like it's got 8 stories in it. 96-page giant featuring stories of all your favorite Shazam characters. So what's his name? John Spilios. I don't know if he's still in here. He read this and he said it was absolutely horrible. It was like one of the first comments of the live stream. He said it was god awful, and I think his words were, if I could recommend I want to recommend that no one picks this up. I don't want to put the exact words in his mouth, but he definitely did not have anything positive to say about it. I don't know if Stray Dogs got picked up. That was another one that got really hyped up, and then everyone spent an absurd amount of money, and then it died completely. Here we go. Now, this is the last one, the last publisher we're going to be going over, but we got Marvel Comics. And I mean, this is like I said, this is what we were talking about with DC. It's like, you know what you're getting into with these publishers. Superheroes, characters you grew up loving, shit like that. But I will say, at least with Marvel this week, they've got a lot of new series coming out. And if you're a Star Wars fan, well, they got a lot of fucking Star Wars on the way. It's like the Plankton meme. They didn't think they would get that far. That's exactly what they were doing with Paper Girls. I know it. They started making Paper Girls, and then all of a sudden they're like, all right, let's get a cast together. And they're like, who should we cast? They're like, I don't know. I didn't think anyone was going to, I didn't think we were going to make it this far. 8 Billion Genies, I feel, is gonna flop, but I hope the last one is okay. See, that's how I feel. The last issue was good, but I hate how all of a sudden it's like these time jumps. What was it? 8 centuries went by? That's ridiculous. Hugh, I'd really like to see something that's killing children. See, the problem with that is that Netflix is probably going to fuck it up. If I had to just put, if I had to put $1 on it right now, I think Netflix is gonna fuck it up. Mark McGrath, I saw recently that Dead Boy Detectives was moving platforms. Doesn't fit with the new... Oh, maybe that was it then. I know I saw something about them, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, more Sandman shit. But I don't remember... I don't recall exactly what it was, because I didn't read the whole article. I just saw the headline. But I think it was a comment from the last video. I just don't have faith in Netflix to make a good adaptation. And I think for a series that I love like that, I think they're going to screw it up. Now, they obviously have Stranger Things. I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. But outside of that, I mean, Netflix got some fucking hardcore stinkers on their hands. 8 billion genies is a hard concept to pull off on TV. I agree with that. I think if anyone was going to do well with it, Henny, remember Jupiter's Legacy? I'd prefer not to, believe it or not. I I think if anyone was going to be able to do 8 billion genies, I think Amazon would be the one to do it, or it would be HBO. I think it goes HBO and then Amazon, and all the other publishers can, or all the other platforms can duke it out to who's going to fuck it up the worst. But it's HBO and then Amazon. They're the only ones I have hope for. Amazon, I mean, they screwed up Paper Girls pretty bad. But I know that's not a super popular series amongst a lot of other people anyway. So this week, I know a lot of people, well, since we're going to be right off the bat, Venom, yeah, let's not even talk about what Amazon did to Paper Girls. It was atrocious. It was blasphemy. I like Paper Girls. Damn, you thought so? Paper Girls was solid. Wife and kids loved it. See, my problem. All right, so I gotta ask you this real quick, Kaiser. Did you read Paper Girls? I think if you read Paper Girls and you went to the show, it was atrocious. Now, if you went into the show not knowing a single thing about the book, that might be a different story. Paper Girls did have a lot of potential because so the thing with Paper Girls is I think the girls did a great job. I think the cast was fantastic, but they messed up the plot pretty bad. There was a lot of focus on them being out of their own their own time period, but they didn't really spend time on like the problem at hand. They just were like, "Oh my god, this is my future version." And they spent so much time on that, and they should not have. I thought The Boys was good. The Boys was awesome. The Boys was really good. I really recommend that to a lot of people. I think if I can remember correctly, I wasn't as big of a fan of season 2, but season 1 and 3 was great. The book, okay. Haven't finished it. Okay, so love the book more. See, that's what I thought. I went into it loving the series, and I got the hardcover sitting back there, and I was like, I'm so excited for the TV show. But the plot was bad, and then it wasn't like looked at highly, and they just canceled it. Also, a big fan of The Boys, but I think it's gone too far now. Hell no. They got 3 Omnis. They can keep going on. They got spin-off stories too. Invincible, sadly, I haven't watched. That is the one that I really want to read first. We were talking about this, I think, in the live stream. I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to screw the series up for me by not reading it first. I know I'm going to love it, and I really want to watch it. Other than the relationship stuff, Invincible is dope. Oh, I know. I keep hearing that. You should all boycott Netflix and take your business somewhere else. I don't even watch Netflix. I still have it. I don't think I pay for it though. I don't think it's my account, to be honest with you. I think it's my parents. Because we've had Netflix since. Now, I don't know. I mean, I know there's probably a little bit. I don't think there's too many like younger generation here, but I'll tell you what. My Netflix back in the day, we would mail the disc back to them. So we've had Netflix since the beginning. But for you Star Wars fans, this is what I wanted to talk about most. What are they doing to start? Like, if anyone right now in chat is reading all of this Star Wars, then just tell me I'm wrong. But Star Wars 32, The Mandalorian 8, Han Solo and Chewbacca 10, Hidden Empire 4, and The High Republic: The Blade issue number 3. That is 5 issues coming out. That's all Star Wars related this week. Is that overkill? Is that like complete oversaturation for you Star Wars fans? Or is it, well, one's Star Wars, one's Mandalorian, one's Chewbacca, one's Han Solo and Chewbacca, Hidden Empire, and then High Republic. So are you cool that it's like all different things? Pardon me. Are you cool that that's like all different things? Or do you look at this the same way as me being an outsider looking into Star Wars? Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, I do not want to read 5 Star Wars titles coming out this week. The brand absolutely sells. And I'm assuming you're talking about Star Wars. That's what they're aiming for. Oh, yeah. And the hyperspace stories. So That's not Marvel, that's Dark Horse, but we technically do have 6 Star Wars titles releasing this week. Like I said, I think that's more on the kid side of things. I know the other ones are more kiddie, but it is what it is. But man, that's ridiculous to me. But we do have new series coming out this week. Ah, shit. But we do have new series coming out. Murder World's not new, despite them doing that bullshit. Wow, that is a lot of new shit. So good on them. Let's see. Hugh Baka Ooh, Vagabond manga. That's the one I got to get into. I don't think that's not finished, though. I think Vagabond's not finished. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think that's the reason I never got into it. I'm pretty sure. I think the writer was like, I'm done writing it. I don't really want to write it anymore. And I think they said if you want a good ending, you should read some other story that kind of concludes it. But I'm pretty sure they said that he's done writing it. Yes, totally agree with the Star Wars. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Murder World has been a lot of fun. Oh my god, see that's Julian Garcia. That's been my problem. We'll talk about Murder World first. So when Murder World 1 came out, I actually thoroughly enjoyed that first issue. I was like, sweet, this is awesome. And then the next issue I think was like Murder World Event, or maybe the first one was Murder World Avengers. But then it was like, for example, like Murder World Moon Knight, Murder World Wolverine. And I was like, well, I don't want these fucking little one-shots here. I want the next one. I want, like, Murder World number 2. And it just never happened. I thought, all right, they're just doing these, like, tie-in one-shots. Like, maybe this is just an event I didn't realize was an event. And then all of a sudden we got Murder World Game Over 1, and it says the grand finale, the big prize. And I thought, that's just such a terrible way to do things. Why would you constantly... They did the same thing with... I think it was Devil Dinosaur, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur series. It was like Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Moon Knight. And then they did one with the X-Men. And they did one with, I think, Spider-Man. And it's like... it's not the series. I at least with the Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur one, you couldn't pick up that third issue one and know what was going on. You'd be lost as hell. So in reality, Marvel's creating these single issues that are just, oh, this is issue 1. And you can't read that, though. You'd be lost. And I can't speak on Murder World, but the fact that it says the grand finale is here, nobody's going to pick up Murder World Game Over number 1, but they might pick it up thinking that this is a brand new series. And I don't know. That's just, that's disappointing to me when Marvel does that shit. They did that with Strange Academy, and they called it Strange Academy Finals number 1, but it's literally a continuation with the same writers and artists from Strange Academy. That third series I mentioned I was holding back is loosely inspired by Vagabond. Nice. I will eventually have time. And I promise you I would absolutely love to read it. And I also, you sent over the other stuff and I appreciate it, but I still would like to actually support by purchasing it as well, because that's the real way to, support the creator of it. But I can, what was it? What's today? Today's Tuesday. No shit. I can't promise the third one, but I will have the issues read by the Friday live stream. I can assure you I will have Category 0 read by Friday. Yep, Mark, they do it all the time, man. They do it all the time. Now, I did bring up, what was this one? Star Wars The High Republic. They did restart it again, and they put it as like an issue 1, not the Blade. But they did it with High Republic, but a lot of people are saying it was, I think, a prequel to the other High Republic, so at least that made sense. But yeah, I hate when they start with a number 1 that isn't truly a number 1. I think Marvel and DC strategy is to flood the market that they'll make money by volume. Quality takes a beating. I mean... I don't really know what to say about them. They're doing it, and whatever they're doing is obviously working. All these random ass covers that they're making, all these random series that they're creating, it's obviously working for them. So maybe they're getting the sales that they want. Maybe it's not costing them as much as people might think it does, so they can just pump garbage out like that. But it's like at this point, there's a lot to sift through with Marvel and DC. That's like, well, what do I want to read? It's like, you almost, because there's so much, you just want to get a certain character. Because if you go strictly on ongoings, it's like, well, there's a lot of ongoings, but at the same rate, there's a shitload of new miniseries as well. So I tend to just pick the character that I like nowadays and just, go with the flow. Murder World Avengers was really good because it was like, boom, there's action, but I was disappointed when I found out it was a bunch of one-shots too. Yeah, that was it, because they left us on a cliffhanger, and I thought that was a main character. Like, whoa, what is going on? And like, who is this guy? Is this maybe a new Marvel character or something that they're trying to do? But then the next one, I'm pretty positive, had nothing to do with it. That was just the ending of the first one, and it was just so disappointing. At least with Moon Girl, they were building up to a new miniseries, hoping fans of other characters would be interested. I give them props for that. I totally agree with that. But at the same rate, I stand by. Why make it a number one? If it's a miniseries and there was 4 issues, call it 1 through 4. Why make a final issue number 1 and then fool fans? That's like a slap to the face. But it definitely was in the anticipation for the new ongoing series. That is true. Who are Marvel's top 3 writers? That's tough. At this point, I have no idea. I have no idea who would be deemed Marvel's top 3 writers. What I will say is I think Ziegler is on the new Miles Morales series, and I really like his Miles Morales series, and I think he did a great job with Spider-Punk as well. So I'm like 2 for 2 with him recently. Oh, shit. SMK, man, head out to work. Man, have a good night at work. Stay safe, buddy. Happy new comic book day to you as well, bud. Oh, yeah, Henny, same thing. It's going to, future generations, like people who go back to that, it's like, oh, I want Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur number 1. Well, which number 1, my guy? From which year? Which writer? There's a lot of number 1s. Maybe not that character specifically, but you know what I mean. Like Spider-Man. Which Spider-Man series you're interested in? Well, in 2022, they had a total of 15 different series that came out. Which one, which one? Ram V is very good. I don't think he really writes on Marvel, though. Oh, shit. No, he does. He's on Venom. Now, before I talk my shit on this Venom series that I'm definitely going to, the problem is that there is 2... is Ram V not on this one anymore? Unless if this one's specifically Al Ewing. But for the most part, a lot of this series was Al Ewing and Ram V. And I think that was the problem, is that it had 2 writers on it telling 2 different stories. And I just don't think that was a smart move on their end. I also really like Benjamin Percy as well. Benjamin Percy is who wrote Year Zero for Zombies. And Adam, I just actually thought about it right now. I said Category 0 was a zombie series earlier. I don't think it is. And I was thinking of Year Zero as I was explaining Category 0. Now that I think about it. So I apologize for that. Ram V is on Carnage. You are correct. And I actually really like that Carnage series a lot more than I thought I was going to. Saw a review on Cosmic Ghost Rider, and it wasn't good. Roland Hudson, I mean, my expectations are super limited. Looks like there's 2 stories in it, though. I will probably... $5. It is a very light week. I probably will get it. I've got the omnibus for... Cosmic Ghost Rider. I do like Cosmic Ghost Rider, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Joshua Alvey, that's my problem with it too. There's so many variants, so many exclusives, so many covers. I tend to just get cover A and just call it a day. This is the one people are mentioning earlier, Hallows Eve, and this was my problem with it. It literally says right there, spinning out of the Amazing Spider-Man, Hallows Eve gets her own series. I'm not reading pretty much any Spider-Man at this point. I'm not reading ASM. I didn't read the Dark Web event. I didn't read Gold Goblin. I read the first issue for Red Goblin. That's whatever. So for that, I'm probably not going to get this because I think the rest of the Spider-Man stuff right now kind of sucks. And now all right, hold the phone. Back it up a second. Now, if I get Hallows Eve, I'm getting this cover. That's all I'm getting it for. I don't have actual interest in reading it. I don't really care about it. But Alex Ross timeless covers. Oh my god. Always so good. Always so good. I don't want to call it an ongoing Henny, but I think it's going to says own series. It's probably going to be a mini series. But man, that's a dope ass cover. Let's see. Actually, we can look that up. That says number 1. That could be an ongoing. It might be an ongoing. Well, they have listed up to issue 3 at this point. Let's see what it says for issue 3. Oh. Eve versus Spider-Man. Enough said. All right, that's it. Well, who knows what they're doing with that series then. It kind of read like it was going to be an ongoing, but we'll see. Yeah, I dropped ASM, but getting all the Alex Ross covers. They're so damn good. Oh, the Art Germ one as well, Glenn Smith. The Art Germ one is also really good. I got to show you guys that real quick. And I also missed the Rogue and Gambit one for a new series. So Marvel's got a ton of new shit this week. But we got to look at the Art Germ one super quick. Is it this one? Oh my god, yes, that's so nice. 1 in 200. This is the regular Art Germ variant. That's dope. This is the 1 in 200. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. Let's see. Kieran Gillen and Al Ewing alongside Jerry Dugan are crushing it, mostly with the X titles. See, I'm not reading any X-Men. It's too overwhelming. It's too much to sift through. One character's doing this, and now all of a sudden the character's doing something else in one of the other fucking 35 tie-ins that they have. Rogue and Gambit, another new one. More X-Men. Sorry, folks, I'm not going to be getting this one either, even though we got a sweet Mystique cover. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Damn, Alex Ross. We were talking about him with Kingdom Come earlier. If you like Kingdom Come, you got to get that. The I Am New Iron Man is supposed to be Tony like fighting a shark or something. Are you serious? All right, let's move on to that one real quick. Chapter 1 Hero. So my thing was this is like one of those moments I have where there's a lot of like saturation with Marvel. We just got a brand new ongoing for Iron Man after the last ongoing just ended. And to be, I like Iron Man, I do. But to be completely real with you, there's a lot of people who don't give a shit about Iron Man outside of the MCU. So to me, why get a brand new series with Iron Man when you just got an ongoing? So I don't know about that. I'm personally not going to be picking it up, mainly because I have an ongoing of Iron Man and I don't need another one. But let's see, beneath the Renegals, a hopeless romantic, genius inventor, war hero, billionaire, blah, 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 blah. Unite, actually who? Oh, let's see. There he goes. All right. Kaiju battles under the sea, alien invasions in the desert, a rescue mission in outer space, and all that and more are to be expected in this new series. Ideal for readers new to Iron Man and long-standing fans of the Golden Avenger. We'll see. I'm probably not going to get it, though. Category 0 is X-Men Origins done properly. Not to put you off. It's not that I don't like X-Men. It's that I don't like Marvel's current state of X-Men, where it's the same thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite character, and like this one. And I'm not going to get this because it says horror stuff. Well, maybe I'll look. I'll take a little peek. But I'm just not interested in picking up every single Spider-Man thing that comes out, and same with X-Men. There's fucking 40 X-Men titles out. I'm sure it's not 40, but you X fans know there's a lot. I hope Hal's Eve is good. It seems like a cool character. I actually, Joshua, I got that same thing. I felt that Hal's Eve was a cool character as well from the little bit that I did read, because I did read the first issue of the Dark Web stuff, maybe the second issue. I'm not reading any X-Men besides X-Men Red for Storm, but I'm really enjoying Sins of Sinister. I did hear Sins of Sinister was very good. I did hear that was good. But Spider-Man Unforgiven 1, Spider-Man gets the fright and fight of his life, Reizu Koto and the clanless vampires. See, that's the other thing. I'm kind of over the vampire shit too. I know I hype up Philadelphia and Nita Hawes, and that's got vampires in it, but I mean, we dealt with vampires for quite some time in the Moon Knight series. There's another series I think had vampires in it. And now we got Spider-Man Forgiven that's got vampires in it. How about we get, if we're going to do some vampire shit, how about we get an actual Blade ongoing? Where's Blade? We got 45 X-Men titles and Spider-Man titles in the market. And now we've got another massive amount of Star Wars. Let's get a Blade ongoing. Come on with this. We got, what was the other one? Is it this week or was it last week? The Blade's daughter or whatever the hell it was. Is it last week? Maybe it's next week. Yeah, Bloodline, Daughter of Blade, number 2. How about instead of Bloodline, we actually get Blade? That's what I would like, personally. And this, I'm 100% not getting this because, like vampires I just got done talking about, I am very over the clone stuff. We dealt with so much clones in Amazing Spider-Man. We also dealt with the same amount of clones in the fucking Miles Morales series. And now Spider-Gwen, why not give Spider-Gwen some clone stuff as well? I'm over it. And the last Gwen series was really bad, I thought. I did not like it at all. However, the covers are sweet. I will say that. Ooh, Lucio Perillo. A little small. Still nice, though. We need more gore and body horror. Second Street, you're not getting that from Marvel. Someone asked me that, I think a little while ago. They said, when do you think Marvel's going to get back to writing like how they used to write? And I was like, no, that's never going to happen. The way the world is and the way everything is, we're not going back to... What the hell? My bad. We're not going to be getting back to just older Marvel books and how things were written and the artwork. It's, I don't know. I don't know what exactly it is that I'm trying to get across. But there's this style to the writing, and it's not. I don't know. It's just not doing it for me. It's like so much is directed towards kids, and they're not. I don't know. Bring back Marvel Max. Henny, I'd be all about that. Kaiser says Excalibur made me quit X-Men. Gwen has such a cool looking character design. Just wish they gave... See, that's what I think, Adam. Gwen is so awesome. Spider-Gwen's great. Her older series are fantastic, but they're just like, they're not doing her any justice. What, is this a Nakayama? Where's Nakayama? It's probably... it's definitely this one. Oh, yeah. Dude, David Nakayama always kills it, too. Spidey is too kiddie for me. So that's how I feel like with a lot of this stuff. Like, it's just goofy. Like, going through this, like, Venom is awful. That's a terrible series right now. Ghost Rider, well, this one's written by Percy, though, isn't it? And that's probably why it's still really good. Because Benjamin Percy is a great writer. But sadly, I'm not up to date. I missed out on, like, issue 6. And I've been trying to get all the issues since then. It's a shame that the one that, has been good, I'm not reading. But that is all the books for this week. So that's all the comics, guys. Thank you for tuning in. That was a ton of fun. Comment section or chat section, you guys killed it as always. I love these conversations. Love talking these books with you guys. Stay tuned. Like I said, this week's top 10 list is going to be Thursday night. It's going to be, instead of the regular video that I put out at 5, it's going to be a 5 o'clock live stream instead. I'm going to be going over my top 10 list. We're going to be talking about the books you guys got as well. And as always, the Friday live stream, 5 o'clock, we're going to be talking about pretty much a weekly recap. We're going to talk about all the news. Like I said, I think I got the videos working now. It was obviously on my side. I had an error. But seriously, thank you again, everybody. I know you're all busy. Took your time out of your day to hang out and talk some comics with me. I hope you guys all have a fantastic new comic book day tomorrow. Grab some good books. Don't overspend on everything, but make sure you get the ones that you really want. And if you guys are interested, I have my Patreon set up. The links are down below in the description. If you sign up, I'm going to be doing a monthly giveaway, and next month I'm either going to be doing an omnibus or a key issue. You get access to the Discord. There's only a few people. I mean, like I said, there's only a few people in it right now, but we still talk. It's a good time, and you get early access to the videos as well. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out. But seriously, I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody talking up in the chat tonight. You guys rock. Love this community. Love you guys. And stay safe. Have a good new comic book day. And see you in the next one, folks.